Edinburgh has a old town, which we visited the other time, where we walked down the Royal Mile from Edinburgh Castle. And it has a new town, where many of the middle class and upper class residents during the 1700s, 1800s, a little bit later, fled the old town to come over here and establish a place that they can build anew. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. The new town, no particular direction, no particular agenda. We're just going to enjoy the beautiful views of the new town, the wonderful architecture, admire the sights, the sounds, and perhaps even the food as well. Let me know where you're watching from. So I'm going to show you the difference between Old Town and New Town right over here. Look at this gorgeous building. Wow. Right up there is the Scottish flag. Come out for you. It is nice to see the sun. Yeah, I have to say, it is very nice to see the sun. Beautiful sunny day here in Edinburgh. Hello, Tariq from Kuala Lumpur. Nice to see you here. Welcome. That's Balmoral Hotel, says Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. Is this where J.K. Rowling wrote a few parts of Harry Potter? Do let me know. I think you mentioned it earlier. Let's approach it a little bit closer. Hey, Kilted Scotsman says, I'm watching up the road in St. Andrews. That's Balmoral Hotel. Can you stay longer if the sun comes out? Hey, Lauren. Right over here. Potter here at the Balmoral. There's a level here. That's awesome. Look at that. The gin festival. That's cool. He says beautiful hotel and weather. And this is at Waverley train station. Right over here. So here you can take the train off to London, to basically any other major city in the UK, also off to Glasgow, many other places. Hello, Claudia. Claudia's tuning in. Oh, they do the gin festival. You've been there a few times, says Kilted Scotsman. Oh, that's so cool. Do you recommend it? Right over there is the old town. We see there in the distance another beautiful hotel, the Scotsman, down there. And we're going to see Edinburgh Castle soon. I'll show it to you. Pro tip, if you are at the other side of town, closer to the Haymarket area, and you're arriving by train, no need to take a taxi. Just transfer your train to another local train. It's only £1.90, so £1 90 pence to get to the other side of the city. So pro tip, it's not even that expensive to use the rail just for one stop. The Scotsman has a cinema. Yeah, Lauren, I was seeing photos of it. It looks gorgeous, the Scotsman cinema. Okay, so where shall we go? Just around the corner, go to the new shopping center. Kilted Scotsman, thank you so much for the recommendation. It is a nice shopping center, though I want to show more of the history. So let me know, all the locals out there, should I go right or should I go left? Hey Johnny, I think there's a J.K. Rowling suite at the hotel. It's an expensive hotel, I can imagine. So should I go right or should I go left? Kay saying left, Bella saying right. Let's hear. Down to the gardens, left, says Audrey. Right is Liveth and Carlton Hill, says Lauren. Thanks to all your videos. Sucks that the internet is so horrible, says Tanya. Thank you so much for sending 10 Canadians over. The other end of the street is the Johnny Walker exhibition, says Martin. Kilted Scotsman says left. A lot of people are saying left. Okay. Great, thank you. So the other way is Leith. Okay, cool. So we're going to go a little bit more into the new town. Thank you so much for letting us know. Tanya, thank you so much. Tanya has shipped over 10 Canadians across the pond. So much more for sending 10 Canadians over. I appreciate the Canadian people out there. Hope to see more of the great country of Canada at some point soon. I already visited it for a week before, showed Montreal. So thank you so much for the 10 Canadians. Christine, hey, nice to see you here. Irene, welcome. Christine sent 100 stars. Yeah, welcome. The gym festival looks so much fun. I might be back for that.
I've never seen it before.
Hey, RA, good morning. Rose Street and George Street are parallel to Prince Street. Thank you so much, Lauren. All right, that's good to know. Watching on Twitch, thank you so much. Here's one of the city sightseeing buses. I didn't take it this time, but I assume it's a very easy way to see the city, like most double-decker bus tours are. Scots National Monument is right ahead, says Kilted Scotsman. Thank you so much. So let's check out the amazing writer, Scott, who's been also featured in Glasgow. He seems to be very revered here in Scotland. And look at that. You know, it's interesting because the new town and the old town kind of blend together, even though there's a waterway dividing it. Let's double check. Or is it a valley? Let's see. Avengers Infinity War filmed at Waverly, says Mark. Indeed it did. Yeah, they had the action scene with Vision and Wanda and Captain America. Greyfriars is apparently haunted, says Paul. It is. Yeah. I visited it earlier. Lauren says there used to be water here. Okay, thank you so much, Lauren. So yeah, that was the impression I was getting. What happened with the water? Was it filled in for the trains? And there in the distance, wow, beautiful sight here. David says you're on your way going to the castle. Yeah, we're not going to the castle this way. I just wanted to show this rift, this what used to be a waterway. Wendy says I drank it all. Oh, Wendy, offending the poor Scots. Hey, Tanya says, wow, gorgeous view. I agree. Look at that. Great how they integrated the train system into the city center. In a way, Edinburgh reminds me of Philadelphia in the U.S. Has a lot of similarities. Of course, the architecture here is way older than Philadelphia, but the way that there's some grid system and there's some parts of the city that's much older than even the grid system. Hey! Mir says, don't miss Dean Village. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Hey, Kate from New Jersey, welcome. A lot of people enjoying the nice sunshine. I got my coffee and my shortbread, says Becky. I'm ready for this tour. Yeah, who knows what we'll encounter. As I mentioned, I did not do research on the new town, so any Scots tuning in that know their history, happy to repeat whatever is said in the comments about the history. Teresa says, love Edinburgh. I'm so glad you're enjoying the Edinburgh tour. Here is a Weatherspoons. Weatherspoon, it's singular. I keep sometimes saying it plural. But Weatherspoon is a chain of pubs And this one apparently is built in, and that's why this the booking office. Train station enough for you to Kilted Scotsman says Edinburgh's nickname is Old Reekie. Yes. So Old Reekie, yes. Yes. I talk more about that history in the Old Town video, so you can check that out after this one. Towards the end is where I really talk about Old Reekie. So, as I mentioned, Weatherspoon, it's singular, even though a lot of people say plural when they just say it via casual conversation, is a chain of pubs. One of my favorite movies that is from the UK, that was filmed in a town called Wells, or a city called Wells, is Hot Fuzz. And Hot Fuzz, there's a scene, actually not Hot Fuzz, sorry, my mistake. The World's End, which is the same director, same actors. The World's End, there's a scene where a group of these Englishmen are going to the pub, and they notice that it's all, the first 3 pubs that they go to on the pub crawl, they all look the same, exactly the same. And one of the characters says, oh, they're Starbucking, which means they're franchising all the pubs, and they tend to all look the same. That's Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon is one of those Starbucking companies for pubs. And there's the Green King, and there's a few others. So there's no cell phone reception down there because of the trains. So steer clear from the trains. Susie says you have seen every movie. I'm absolutely obsessed with that trilogy of films. It's called the Cornetto Trilogy by Edgar Wright. Wow, that's loud. Oh my God, what happened to the pleasant European sirens of the continental Europe? That one's ear-piercingly loud, just like New York City. Here's Livingston. Se ve poco tráfico en carros en Edimburgo. Sí, eso sí es correcto, Manny. Aquí no hay tantos carros. Estamos en el área central. So debe haber un poco de regulaciones en cómo tú puedes guiar en la ciudad central. So yes, there's few cars in here, says Manny, and I think the reason might be is A, there's a lot of transit options, and B, there is also probably regulations when it comes to cars and driving in the center. That is the case with London. I'm assuming that is the case here with Edinburgh. Because I'm seeing very few cars driving in the middle of the Old Town, for example. Wendy says, keep talking Spanish. Well, cualquier persona que quiere preguntar cualquier cosa en español puede preguntar. Soy bilingüe. Aquí hay muchos hispanos. Aquí hay también muchos guías turísticos que hablan español y que ofrecen sus decodidos en español. So here's the National Monument to Sir Walter Scott. Great Scott. This is a great monument. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows that if you write some amazing fiction, you too might have a monument like this. So when I published my great novel about Bob the Pigeon, and it becomes one of the most cherished stories about New York. Maybe long after my own passing, I'll have a monument this big in my honor in the middle of New York City. Maybe. Stay tuned for Bob the Pigeon, the novel. This is so cool. I find it very interesting that Sir Walter Scott gets so much fame. Now I gotta really read his stuff, because in Glasgow he also has the prominent spot in the middle of the city as well. So let's go around it. What kind of architecture is this monument? Asks Adam. That's a great question, Adam. So you see these pointed arches? So this would be Gothic. It'll be a specific style of Gothic, but this is Gothic architecture overall. Is there a Robert Burns Memorial? There is. I think we did pass it on the Old Town tour. There's many monuments and memorials to Robert Burns in general in Edinburgh. Miss Lob, you're right, it's Gothic. Now, of course, there's so much Gothic in this country and surrounding countries that there's a lot of different types of Gothic. So if anyone knows exactly what's the name of this type of Gothic. Oh, interesting. You can actually go inside. Huh. £8 for adults, child £6. Well, it seems not to be open right now. Lorraine sent 1,000 stars. Wow, thank you so much, Lorraine. I appreciate you. A round of hearts for Lorraine. Lorraine has been a frequent super chatter. We have multiple Lorraines. Let me know which Lorraine it is. Lorraine S or Lorraine V. Thank you so much for the 1,000 stars. I appreciate you. Stars are worth double, so Lorraine, you technically sent 2,000 stars. Thank you so much. So here it says the Scott Monument. To Sir Walter Scott, designed by George. I think that's how it's pronounced. The Scott Monument is famously the largest monument to a writer in the world. Oh, wow. Oh. The question is, why was Sir Walter Scott so important? That's what I'm wondering. Like, I know he wrote amazing stories about Scotland, mythologized Scotland. He was born and raised in Edinburgh from a very long age. Scott collected the folk tales of the borders and considered it so lowly that he frowned upon to write them down. They became his source for poetry in his series of novels, starting with the Waverley, which Scott published anonymously in 1814. It was an instant success that even the Regent King George IV wanted to meet him. Scott's romantic tales created a new genre, the historical novel, which became key to Scottish and world literature, influencing writers as diverse as Tolstoy and Victor Hugo. Almost single-handedly rehabilitated the international image of Scotland at a time when many consider it dangerous and backwards. He discovered the honours of Scotland, helped reinstate outlawed tartans, and orchestrated the very first visit of a monarch to Scotland in 171 years. Wow! In many ways, the romantic image of Scotland that many people know around the world today is as a result of Scott's genius. Wow. Hey, Christine, thank you so much for 500 stars. Christine says, cheers to double stars. Yeah, thank you so much, Christine. So if you send stars right now, it's not only worth double, it's actually worth triple, so or something along those lines. So do send stars if you are enjoying this broadcast within these next 4 minutes. And then you don't need to send stars ever again. Wendy says, love the romance of it. Yeah. Ron says, can you translate that? Okay, so in essence, as I mentioned many times before, Sir Walter Scott is responsible for mythologizing Scotland, making it that image that people around the world know. And he was also the progenitor of the historical drama in book form. There they say he made historical fiction, but historical fiction before him. Let's check out who's this guy. Is this guy? Start making your guesses right now. Winner gets a cookie emoji. Susie said 500 stars. Thank you so much, Susie. Oh, this guy has a mean beard. This is Adam Black, Lord Provost, a member of the Parliament for the city of Edinburgh. Born in 1784, died in 1874. Oh, interesting. Very cool alliteration when there's birth and death. Uncle. Oh, cool, Lindsay. I'm glad this is your uncle. I'm glad you have a Scottish uncle. So glad to see you have nice weather, says Susie. Oh, yes. I love the new town. I love the energy of the new town. Very nice area. Look at this view. Marianne said 500 stars. Marianne, frequent star sender, mega urbanist, thank you so much for the stars. Jacqueline says the King of Scots. Who's the King of Scots? Adam Black? Maybe. Athena is quoting Braveheart, and she says, "You can take our lives, but you cannot take our freedom." Yeah, that's right. That's right, Athena. Christine sending more stars. Thank you so much, Christine, for the barrage of stars. If people don't know, I'm also YouTube on Facebook. So every ends up doubling them. Have you been to Calton Hill? No, not yet, Adam. Miss Lob, you also have Scottish ancestry. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the 500 stars. Oh. Okay. Claire, thank you so much for the 50 stars. That was God. One knows. Do let me know. Is the railroad passing right below our feet on this street? If it is, I'll move to another street. Oh my God, I haven't seen this in ages. Gloria Jean's Coffees. I think this is a South African company or Australian, one of those countries. ¿Escocia será el país con más estatuas por habitante? Pregunta Manny, is Scotland the country with the most statues to inhabitants? Tú sabes que hay bastante estatuas en Roma, Pero sí, aquí yo veo muchas estatuas. No sé, y hay una estadística comparando a cuántas estatuas hay para personas. Pero sí, aquí caminando tuve una estatua a cada esquina. So yes, there's a whole lot of statues. I've seen a lot of statues also in a city like Rome, but I've noticed here almost every corner I see a statue. Wendy says you just passed the best shop. Ooh, what's the best shop? Let's see. Here we have a little bit of history. James Craig's plan. Rose Street was designed in 1767 as part of the Newtown Plan. Drawn up by architect James Craig, his simple but elegant plan is still in place today, with a grid iron of main streets and back lanes connecting two public squares. The streets were named with royal connections, with roads, English and Scottish national emblems. And here there were a group of poets. In the 1950s and 60s, Rose Street became well known as the haunt for a new wave of Scottish poets. Writers as Hugh MacDiarmid and Robert Garrick gathered, and pardon the pronunciation if I got it wrong, gathered with their friends for lively debate in places such as Milnes Bar and Abbotsford and the Café Royal. In the poem extracted, shown on the right, Robert Garrick describes his anger at having a pub invaded by noisy visitors. "Attack me, O Lucifer! Frow out this mess. Hell's bad, but this is fair or damnable." Beautiful cupcake store. Oh. Do we have good service? Let me know if you're hearing me and seeing me correctly. As I mentioned, it is on and off. And let me know if you want to try a cupcake. This place looks gorgeous. Looks like they make wedding cakes as well. It's So-So says, Ivalu. Thank you so much for tuning in, Ivalu. All right. Not abominable. Yes, it was abominable. Hard word to pronounce. But I like abominable. It's a little bit better. I'm rewarding his poetry. Yes. All right, bear with me. Hi, how's it going? What's the most popular flavor?
Our salted caramel down the under.
Oh, salted caramel. Oh, wow.
My personal favorite is probably the raspberry, the banana, or pecans.
Cool. What's the... Yeah.
Rocky Road and chocolate and coconut.
Oh, wow. I'll try raspberry champagne, please.
One raspberry
Yeah.
champagne, sure.
And that's it.
So it's £3.
All right. And the receipt, please. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Enjoy.
So this is a place called BB's. Let's try it out. All right, so let's try a place called BB's. Very beautiful. I end up getting raspberry champagne, their daily special. They had quite a good selection there. And ooh, it looks nice. I love raspberry. A lot of people were going in. Yeah, I think so. Look at that. Beautiful cupcake. Love how it's dressed. Let's try it out. Let's see if we can taste the champagne along with the raspberry. Yeah, wow. Great raspberry taste. It tastes like they use fresh raspberries, I think, here, because it doesn't taste like a synthetic raspberry, which sometimes cupcake stores tend to do. They end up using some type of raspberry flavoring, but this tastes like real, authentic raspberries. So you get like a more subtle raspberry taste. You do get kind of that champagne spark to it, which is so interesting. So in the middle, there's a filling. It has a little bit of kind of a champagne kick. It's so interesting. It doesn't taste as alcoholic as whiskey ice cream, but you do get some champagne taste. You'll need a nice cup of coffee now. Yes, and Susie recommends Dome on George Street. Okay, thank you so much for the recommendation. I'll keep that in mind. Dome on George Street. Raspberries are good in Scotland, says Lauren. Oh, that's good to hear. Let me have a few more bites. Wow, good cupcake. The cake itself is really good. It's a little bit more drier. It's not a super moist cake. So it tastes more like a muffin than your normal cupcake. Is there custard in the middle? I don't think so. It's like it tastes like an icing, champagne style. Yeah, it's not a custard. It's more like an icing. It's sweet. Yeah, it's very sweet. Overall, very good. Let me eat this leaf. It's so cool that they put a leaf like a. Joanne says this is a fondant. Yeah, I think it might be a fondant. Yeah. Oh, how's the frosting? Great question, Miss Lob. As I mentioned, raspberry, subtle. It's not a strong raspberry flavor that you would get from an artificial raspberry. Real raspberries here, I can kind of tell that they're using real raspberries. Very good frosting, not too sweet either, which is very good. So yeah, nice little cupcake. Will it win the Great Cupcake Wars of 2020? I don't think so. You have to refer to the Washington D.C. video for that. There was a very great cupcake war, a battle between a trio of cupcakes. Does not compare to the Washington D.C. ones, but it's a nice one. It's rather nice. Let's continue walking through. We'll find some good coffee. Wonderful. I could practically taste this, says Miss Love. Yeah. Morgan says he wasn't impressed by the breading of the cake at all. Yeah, it tasted more like a muffin than a cupcake. Tanya asked, how's the coffee here? I've been very impressed by the coffee in Scotland. Just like London, there's great array of coffee shops. I was surprised to see in Glasgow there was great Italian coffee, which there's a short video posted on TikTok. Soon I'll post it on Facebook. And here a lot of the coffee shops are more reminiscent of American coffee shops. And maybe I can show you one where there's some service, some cell phone reception. Hey, Audrey sent 830 stars. Audrey, thank you so much for the 130 stars. Oh, we have another ambulance. Things are getting rough in these parts. Can you hear the difference between accents in Glasgow and Edinburgh? Yes, I can. Edinburgh, to me, sounds closer to English. Glasgow starts veering more Scottish. To me, it's almost like like comparing posh Londoner to Cockney. Gary says, now I'm at the shops, which you said that you're surprised that Susie's not here with your credit card. Beautiful church. Wow, look at that. This day's beautiful, says Ivalu. Yes, it is. Nice to see some sunshine, finally. And down there, we see views of the bay, is it? The dome, you're right. The dome, okay. Let's see. The dome to my right. Right over here? Right over here? This way. Gary? Do let me know. Do they take credit cards or is it all cash? Oh, kind of reverse. It's tough to use cash. So I feel like I made a mistake of taking out 100 pounds of cash. Usually I like carrying cash around. I thought I would be using it more casually, but no. A lot of places are card only. Well, you say there's a lot of tourists here. Tanya, there has been a lot of tourists here, mostly French, because of the rugby games. Susie says yes, down there. Okay, so I'll do some crazy roundabout. Which side of the street? Let's see. Look at this lovely store. Meander, Scotland. I love the name, Meander.
Why would you stop?
Lauren says it's partly card only due to COVID. Is that the reason? Okay. Thank you for letting us know. Oh, look at this lovely little place called Wellington Cafe.
There's actually one down the road here that
Almost opposite to that church steeple. Okay, thank you so much. Jay says that was an orange cap. Yeah, beautiful orange cap. Seemed like it was made out of Scottish wool. Eva Lusa says, good to have cash at night. Why is that? Eva Lu. Eva Lu says, just in case of pubs and stuff. Okay, thank you so much, Eva Lu. Yeah. You know, you'll be surprised. Pubs also, I've noticed, are card only. You know, like, it's not like in America where it's such a pain to go to a bar and pay via credit card. Maybe in bigger cities like New York, it's becoming a little bit more commonplace, but not the majority of the experience. So most of the times when you're in New York, it's a pain to pay via card at a bar. But here, it's rather easy because, you know, they bring the machine to you and just tap, and that's all you do. So make sure when you come to the UK, make sure you end up getting a card that has a chip. And this is very important. I would show you mine, but that's a privacy risk. But you can find photos of it. if you're from a country where it's not commonplace, like America's still not yet commonplace. Get yourself a chip on the credit card. Many credit card companies, at least in the Western world, as far as I know, will give you a card like that. So this would be super useful when you're here because all you gotta do is tap, no signatures, no putting your PIN numbers, and you can go use it at the subway, at the metro, at the tube, at the bus, all these things. So I highly recommend getting yourself a card with the chip when you're here in UK. Contactless card. Thank you so much for the term, P. Chris. Ooh, beautiful cafe. There's a lot of gorgeous cafes here. Burr and Company. I love it. Earlier today, I drank at a cafe that was built in a former optician's office. And it had the coolest thing. Everything was hardwood floors, furnishing. Oh, it looked like the most beautiful cafe I've seen. I was about to go live, but there was no cell phone reception. Lori from Seattle. Hey, Lori, welcome. Sending some help towards that unique cupcake. Thank you so much for sponsoring the cupcake. It was about £3, which is about a little bit less than $5 about $4.75. So thank you so much for a $5 super chat. Lori has helped and sponsor the cupcake, and now we're in search for this cafe bar. So Gary and Susie, thank you so much for the recommendation, but I'm afraid we might not be able to go inside for coffee here because it's a huge building. But those look pretty. Let's. This seems like a more of a sit-down place, not a place really to grab coffee. So Gary and Susie, if people don't know, are mega urbanists tuning in usually on YouTube, and they're from Edinburgh. Have given me so many amazing recommendations. Ooh, here you can get a 3-course meal for £22. That's a good deal. Wow, that is a very good deal, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Warm goat's cheese salad. Oh my God, goat's cheese. Mince and tatties. Oh, that sounds nice. And lemon tart. Cool. Let me see if I can peek in and just show you a little bit of the interior. Hopefully service holds. This is gorgeous. Look at the bar. It smells good in here too. Wow. And there's a tea room as well. Let me know if you still see me and hear me correctly. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous place. Thank you so much for your recommendation. Wendy says, don't leave. It was a restaurant, so eventually they will ask me if I want a table. Was that a bank or something? So the dome, I can't tell fully what it was at some point. To me, it strikes me like it was a bank historically. And usually you can tell because banks had money. And with a lot of money, they spend it on architecture because they wanted to draw customers. Hey, Swisser, aka Christine, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Is that an obelisk? This is not an obelisk. This is a monumental stand, monumental column. Thank you so much for the super chat, Swisser. $10 super chat. Christine has given a lot of stars as well on Facebook, so thank you so much. Susie says it was a bank. Okay, thank you so much, Susie. So Susie, do let me know what was the coffee? Is there coffee in there? Maybe it's because they also have tea. Yeah, it looks like a nice place, but it's definitely a place that's more of sit down and take your time. I am indeed, yeah. So yeah, it seems like more of a sit down place. Someone asked me if I was on YouTube. Josh says Edinburgh is a gorgeous place. Too bad I didn't see it years ago. Yeah. Yeah, luckily it's a very easy trip from London. You would have to spend at least one night here because the railroad, that's the term we use in America, the railway here is 4 hours, a little bit above 4 hours. Very easy to take, very inexpensive because there's a new train service called Lumo. It's about £23. And spending at least one day in Edinburgh, you can see at least the old town very easily in one day. All right, let's check out this cafe that was here across the corner, Burr and Company. Burr and Company. Looks beautiful. Let's try it out. Bear with me, I gotta put masks. A lot of places still require masks here. Hi. I'd like a long black, please. Yeah, that would be great, yeah. Let me put my stuff down now. I'll have a sparkling water as well.
Do you have some milk on the side?
No, black. And let me see if you have anything else. Do you have any bites to eat?
All that we have is
This. Okay, cool. I'll try the red velvet, please.
So one's on black, one's sparkling water, and one red velvet.
Yeah.
Alright, that'll be £8. Just over here.
Oh, this was a big one.
Yeah.
Receipt, please, as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Looks like a Super Nintendo because of the color.
Pretty chunky.
Yeah. Is this a franchise or is this one store?
So we actually have another one in London, I believe.
Oh, in London. Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you so much.
Do you want the glass?
Hey, Miss Love. Miss Love says, did I ask, are you Starbucking? Yeah. I mean, that was the insinuation I had. I meant more chain rather than franchise. I used the word franchise, but thank you so much. No worries at all.
Are you streaming?
I am, yeah. I show people cities around the world.
Oh, so kind of like a travel Instagram then.
Yeah, traveling on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy then.
Thank you so much. All right. Such friendly service. Yeah. I mean, generally everywhere. So I have a lot of sun here, so I'm gonna put on my sunglasses because there's a lot of sun hitting my eye. And this place looks gorgeous. And it's great that we got lucky with window seats because usually there's bad cell phone reception in most indoor cafes as well, and then the Wi-Fi is pretty slow too. So even though the interior is very nice, it's very good that we got window seats. Ron says, "Oh, I want to see you with the scone glass." Sounds more muffled now. Sorry. There we go. All right, there we go. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I end up getting a sparkling water that is called Kingsdown, that is from Kent, England. There's also a lot of Scottish sparkling waters, which is really cool. And let's see if this is naturally sparkling. Let's see. No, this doesn't appear to be naturally sparkling. They just sparkle it afterwards, but it's natural spring water. Anything? All right, let me show you. So here it is. Look at this beautiful red velvet cake. Oh, I can tell that it's a little. Oh, look at the cakes here. They make it a little bit drier than they do in the U.S. I'm kind of surprised. So the U.S. is notorious for making drier cakes. But I've noticed in Scotland here the cakes are drier than the U.S. The espresso looks really nice. And let's try the sparkling water as well. And let me show you more of the views of the cafe. Beautiful wood furnishings. Cafes here are gorgeous. As I mentioned, there's pretty good coffee almost everywhere. I've been really stunned by the coffee. It's not like the US where you can find really terrible coffee at some places. Maybe if you go to a Greg's or Marks and Spencer's, maybe the coffee is not so good. But generally, you have pretty good coffee everywhere in Scotland and England from what I've seen thus far. So let's try sparkling water. I love trying local waters. I don't do it too often on live videos, but I think I should do it more often. Or, as they say here in Britain, often. No, with a T. Let's try this out. Ooh. Oh, that's so good. Ah, that's so good. It's hard to describe water taste. There's some people out there who do it. There's actually water experts out there. But to me, you get like a little bit of a kind of a mineral taste from it. It tastes more brighter. Some waters have that kind of more mountain taste. To me, this tastes like a spring water, like a stream water taste to it. The bubbles are medium. Not super big like you would have with halls in New York City. Those are just like massive bubbles you ever have in your life. Or some certain Hungarian sparkling waters. Or it's not too light, which I don't like about Italy sparkling waters, is that the bubbles are so tiny, so kind of non-existent. This one is nice and sparkling. Good fizziness to it. Well, that's very good. I'm going to save the rest for a little bit later. Wow. Kingsdown. Good water. Let's try the cake. And then I'll dip into this coffee. I can tell the difference in different waters. Yeah, you can tell the difference. It's hard to describe them. But if you already have a developed palate, developing a palate similar to developing an ear for music, or visually noticing was used in film. Since I'm a filmmaker, I'm very astute to what's being used in film. But since I also professionally talk a lot about food, I've developed a good palate. And yes, in water you can taste the difference. To describe it is still something more difficult than it is with coffee or with a cake or something like that. Cake. I'm not too optimistic. It's a bit dry, but let's see. My expectations are going to be lowered. I'm putting down my expectations, putting them down on the table, leaving them at the door, and expecting more of a scone that is done red velvet style. That's what I'm expecting here. Susie says there's no alcohol in this one. No whiskey red velvet. Shows up. Good cream cheese frosting. I couldn't find anything proper Scottish on the pastries area, so I decided to go something American, which is classic red velvet cake, and see how they do American treat. As I mentioned, the cake is kind of lacking. It's a bit dry. I'm not sure if it's the recipe. It doesn't taste old, but it tastes as if it were old. It's okay, but it's not the best cake. But it's good enough. The frosting itself is really good though. Really good cream cheese frosting. Overall nice experience, but you gotta have it with some coffee. American scone. We have an American scone. They're so dry that you do have to have coffee with an American scone. You can't have an American scone alone. Don't do that because it's dangerous. Actually, really nice. Brings me back to my home country, the great US of A. Now for the coffee. I love red velvet. Is that what you're eating? Yes, Maria. This is a red velvet cake. Yes. With cream cheese frosting. Proper cream cheese frosting. They did not skimp out on the cream cheese frosting. Bonus points for that. Ibel says no scone alone. Just with New York scones, American scones. Here you can have a scone alone. But don't have a scone alone in New York. You know, it's dangerous. It's a health hazard. Ah, good coffee. And this place is called Burr and Company. Audrey says Scone Alone 2 was a good movie. Indeed it was, Scone Alone 2. Scone Alone 2. Coffee in New York. Yeah, good coffee. Janice is quoting the great song by Hamilton from the show Hamilton. Aaron Burr, sir. You punched a burr, sir? I love that song. Check out Aaron Burr from Hamilton. Ooh, very good coffee, very bright. Maria says no whiskey in this one. You know, I actually had another cake. I've had a lot of cake today. I had another cake. I had a Guinness chocolate loaf with a cream cheese frosting. That cake was really good. It was at a cafe near Greyfriars, which I did a live stream before. Really mind-blowing cake. So yes, I've had a one alcohol cake, two alcohol cakes thus far today. Reminds me a lot of American New York espressos. Very, very bright. Has a little bit of kind of a citrusy notes to it. And just a little bit acidic as well. Yeah. Very good overall. Reminds me a lot of New York, actually. Reminds me a lot of Stumptown. Linda, nice to see you here. Is it chocolatey? No, no. It's more fruitier, more brighter, more citrusy. The fruitier notes are more citrusy, like lemony, orange notes. Linda, thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate you. Janet says, oh, yummy Sunday. Yeah. Oh, my yummy Sunday. Yeah, I've had a lot of cake today. This is already my third cake of the day. But you know what they say? A cake a day keeps the doctor away. That's what they say, right? I think so. I hope so. Linda, thank you so much for the 200 stars. Good quality alcohol is a good luxury and delicious, says Maria. Yeah, it is indeed. And Teresa says much better. Wow, I wish that was my apartment right up here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful cafe. I would love to sit here and just write the next great American novel, like J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter series, the entire thing. Apparently, like almost all the writing she did was here in Edinburgh, in various cafes. Maybe not a cafe here, but. Anna, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Ooh, Anna's sponsoring this coffee stop here in Edinburgh. You should go to St. Andrews. Is it within walking distance, Gary? And go to Donaldston's Coffee Tower or Fudge Donut. So let me know, is St. Andrews walking distance? Thank you so much, everyone. A round of hearts for Anna for sending a whopping $20 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Anna. Eyeball says, Pancake Tuesday is coming up. Will you try some English pancakes? I think England, I'm not sure about Scotland, but I think England has their own type of pancake. It's called a flapjack, I think. Maybe. I still have yet to try Scottish porridge. It's not pancakes, but it's another breakfast item because Scotland is known for its oats. St. Andrews is about an hour and a half drive away. Oh yeah, Gary, I can't do that right now at least. Lee says, thank you for the coffee, cake and coffee, Anna. Yeah, thank you so much, Anna, for sponsoring this coffee cake stop before we continue walking around. Gary says it's a train journey. Okay, thank you so much for letting us know about St. Andrews. What's so special about St. Andrews? I already had a whole lot of Scots recommend me St. Andrews. What's so special about it? Pancakes are more like the French ones, very thin. Okay, thank you so much. So flatjacks or flapjacks? Flapjacks are oat pancakes, says Joanne, with a pudding mix without the salt. Interesting. Can't wait to try flapjack. And you need a little anise with that espresso, says Teresa. Anise? Is that a liquor? Do let me know. St. Andrews is known for its golf course. Ah, thank you so much. Yeah, I used to really love playing a game called Sim Golf. And I got addicted to golf for like 4 or 5 months when I was like 11 years old. I bought like a little golf set. I had a golf club. I bought my golf shirts. I started watching golf. I watched golf movies like Happy Gilmore, and I started playing Sim Golf, which was a video game where you can build your own golf courses and run them. It wore off, and I never got back to golf ever since. All right, there we go. That was really good. Susie says, so that was last year, of course, yeah, that was last year. I was a wee boy at 11 years old. Pancakes are just flour, egg, and milk mixed and cooked on a flat pan, says Kay. St. Andrews is a university town. Hey, what's the temperature nearby? Is that thing? That was Tanya. Let's see. That was Pixel. Pixel, thank you so much for asking. If you're tuning in for the first time, do let me know right now as I take a few more last sips of water before I continue exploring Edinburgh. And maybe we'll take a train journey all the way to St. Andrews, 1 hour and a half. I wish I can go live for that full hour and a half. Probably no service. But maybe one day when Elon Musk builds a massive interconnected network of artificially intelligent satellites that are going to conquer the world. I mean, going to provide free internet service for everyone. Then maybe I'll be able to do an epic live stream where I can take trains, planes, and everything all around. But let me know if you're watching it for the first time. Or I don't recognize your name and you haven't commented before. So we have Julia, me encanta el café con canela. Sí, café con canela, coffee with cinnamon, very good. Café con canela, bien bueno, me encanta también. ¿Y tú estás mirando por la primera vez en español? Dígame, ¿cuál es tu nombre? ¿De dónde está viendo? Gracias por todo, persona que habla en español, viendo este canal también. Thank you to everyone tuning in. The first golf course was built at St. Andrews, which the Big D owns. Oh, the Big D from the US owns St. Andrews. Interesting. Connecting with nature. Nice to see you here. Welcome. Wendy says you're only 21. Of course, yes. I'm a wee lad of only 21. What's the temperature by you? As I mentioned, 49 degrees. Catherine says, conquer the world. No, he's just building a system of artificially intelligent satellites that will connect the world. And impose world domination. The Big D does not own St. Andrews. Okay, thank you. He owns a golf course, not the town. Okay, thank you so much. So the Big D only owns either the golf course or a part of it. If you don't know who the Big D is, he has a first name with the D and a last name with the T. He used to be our American president. And I refrain from saying his name too much because if I do, unfortunately, YouTube or Facebook might think I'm talking about conspiracies. And think I'm like QAnon. Ooh, I can't even say that word. They might think I'm the big Q. Lauren says neither. Okay. All right, let's continue walking around. Hello, Dolores. Nice to see you here. Welcome. All right. Is everyone ready to walk around? Let me know. He owns one in Aberdeen. Cool. If you say his name 3 times, he'll appear like the Candyman, says Gary. I think so. I think that is the case. Tanya says, how does that make sense that you get flagged? Well, state of online social media. All right, let's continue walking around. Let's do it. everyone. I gotta take a quick break, quick commercial break. So I'll be back. If anyone comes to the camera, yell at them, okay? Say very, very angry words at them, okay? Thank you.
It was annoying me, so I'm not worried. I think it's like half a centimeter too big. So like it stays there for a little while as long as I get the right angle. And then like as soon as I move it goes so can I get a decaf tea for the woman? Thank you. Yes, but it's for a gentleman. I mean I'm not paying for it. So don't charge me for it, basically. Oh, so David, oh sorry, are you wanting to order?
After you pick a table, get comfortable until when you're ready.
Yummy, yummy. Yeah, just, you know, unless you guys want to run it. Right, okay.
Thank you so much again. All right, we are back. Oh, and don't worry, I always take proper precautions with my camera. In this case, I spoke with the guy behind the counter, asked him if he could watch my stuff real quick, and he said okay. He was still watching. So, yeah, very nice. So let's continue walking around. This better be Ariel, says Dolores. Yeah, it was. All right. So this was Burr and Company. Highly recommend checking it out. Janice says we heard everything. All right, good. I mean, you heard everything? I hope not everything. How much was it, says B. Chris. The total of this meal, let me see, I have the... £8. £8 was the total. About 10 US dollars. Streets seem quiet today. I think now we're going to the more quieter part of town. Is your longest live stream during your trip to the UK, says Tanya? Oh no, far from it. I have not been able to do a super long live. Longest thus far has been 2 hours and 40 minutes here in Edinburgh, the old town. Jay says, ¿de dónde eres? Yo soy originalmente de Puerto Rico, la isla del canto. Pero me crié en Nueva York. Any blue laws for Sundays? I don't think so. I don't think they're that religious here in Scotland. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, I don't think it's like Germany where they take Sundays very seriously. There are a lot of people eating brunch and things like that. Let's check out the views. Lots of restaurants in this area. Yeah, Catherine, that's correct. A lot of restaurants in this area. My longest live stream, for people who are wondering, is well, I've done a live stream, and this was for a wedding that was on Highly Varlet. My longest live stream on Urbanus, I think, is about 7 hours long. A little bit shy of 7 hours. And that was in Rome, I think it was. Ooh, so what else shall we see over here? Coming up to Stockbridge, says Lauren. All right, it's all downhill from here, ladies and gentlemen. No, I mean literally, not metaphorically. The live stream is going well. No, I just mean literally. It's downhill. Wendy says it went on for days. Here, says Gary. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't want to go downhill. Okay, continue up here. You just walked past Urban Gal, says Audrey. Audrey, what is Urban Gal? Is it a store? Is it a content creator? Is it a person? Let me know. And looks like Central Park to your left. Yeah, it does look like Central Park, but it's all covered in hedges. So would love to see a Scottish cat. It's a rare breed, says Catherine. Ooh, Scottish cat. That's so interesting. Hello, Jay. Hey, who is Arthur's Seat? Asked Adam. Arthur's Seat is it used to be a volcano. It's a hill here in Edinburgh. On top of the hill, it's known as Arthur's Seat. We saw it when we were at Edinburgh Castle. We might see it while walking around. Mir says Dean Village. Mir, Dean Village. How does one get to Dean Village? How long is it of a walk? That's private gardens for the posh people. No riffraff allowed, says Gary. Oh, damn it. No riffraff, ladies and gentlemen. This is a private park. Susie says I could sneak in. Well, maybe I just gotta meet a posh Edinburgher. Mir says I'm not far. Are we considered posh? I guess so, Catherine. I hope so. I hope this entire audience is considered posh. Pretty large for a private garden. It's gigantic for a private garden. Look at this. It's the opposite way to Dean Village. All right, let me know how long of a walk is Dean Village. And is Dean Village near a railway? Because if it is, then probably won't be the best place to do a live stream. Lovely late PM sunshine. Yeah, still PM sunshine. There's a botanical garden a few blocks to the north. There is, yes, there is. Wendy says it's a 4-hour walk. Lauren says it's not far. All right, I'm gonna double check on my secondary phone, which I rarely use. Or we could take this bus to Aberdeen. Let me know if you guys want to go to Aberdeen. Hey, Catherine says, I like to think we're posh, especially you. You're good friends with George and Amal. I am good friends with George and Amal. Yeah, we used to hang out in Lake Como back in the day. Summer 2020-21. George tried to hook me up with Taylor. She's not my type. All right, I'm gonna investigate with my secondary phone. This is what my friend Action Kid does. That's why he's so good at navigating the suburbs, ladies and gentlemen. Aberdeen's your hometown. Susie says she's not a Scottish lass. Oh yeah. Taylor is not a Scottish lass, no. All right. My phone is saying that I am in London. So it's saying that it's about a 3-day walk to Dean's Village. Wow, guys. Dean's Village is a 20-minute walk. What do you think? This is a walking channel? Do you think 20 minutes? That's a lot. I mean, that's excessive, ladies and gentlemen. You think I walk for a living? Do I look like a walker to you? Susie says, well, you can walk along. All right. let's do it. Don't do it. Your feet, says Wendy. My feet is okay. Let's go. Okay, now we have to. Peter gave a whopping 50-pound super chat. Wow. Thank you so much for the 50-pound super chat. That is $70 or something like that. So thank you so much for the 50-pound super chat. That is so kind of you, Peter. Everyone, round of hearts to Peter for a whopping 50-pound super chat. Let me highlight it here. He says, welcome to Edinburgh, Scotland. Thank you so much. 50-pound super chat. All right, we're going to walk it, but we're going to walk it in the more busier street. So we have more things to see and more cake to eat. Because walking without cake is like living without smiling. There's no way to walk without cake. No way to walk at all. Let's go. It's good I took that commercial break. Missed the super chat from B. Chris. Oh, I did. Let me know how much B. Chris gave. Thank you so much, B. Chris. B. Chris, thank you so much for the super chat. B. Chris, are you Edinburgher or are you? I know you're Scottish, or are you from Edinburgh? Do let me know. Thank you so much for the super chat. Axie says, where you get those sunglasses? Warby Parker. Is a brand from America. Gary says, look for a friendly bicyclist to give you a backie. I assume a backie means a ride from the back. Miss Love says, is 20 minutes a cakewalk? 1.79 pounds. Oh, thank you so much, B. Chris. I appreciate the super chat. You're from Falkirk? Thank you so much. Tuning in from Falkirk. Warby Parker won't send to the UK. I tried, says Gary. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Gary. So next time you go to New York, to make a Warby Parker glasses, I think you can get them expedited for a week. So if you're spending more than a week in New York, then just order them there. Just make sure you bring your prescription with you. If you do have a prescription, obviously you could get one without one. Or you can buy the glasses and then get the prescription lenses here if they're custom. That's a pro tip. Will you catch a bus, says Lori. I don't want to take the risk with a bus. In the UK, cell phone reception isn't so stable when going on a vehicle. So I'd rather not. But look at this. Wow. Let's walk a few steps through here. Joanne says best to walk off these cakes. Joanne, no, I'm keeping those cakes. They're all mine. Adam says just rent a scooter. There is not scooter renting services here. It's not like, what country had scooters? I know Washington DC had scooters. Did Rome have scooters? There was one European city I featured that had scooters. And do let me know which one was it. Robert says the street looks 1,000 years old. It's only maybe 250 years old maximum. It isn't that old. There's all like restaurants, a lot of different cafes and things like that around here. World famous Dundee, which is another city in Scotland. Says Johnny Walker's nearby. Cool. That's awesome. For whiskey fans. Hello, 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 hello. Is anyone out there? Out there, out there, out there. We have reached World War Z. Inspire Life says it's a pedestrian-friendly city. It really is, yes. To me, Edinburgh reminds me a lot of Boston and Philadelphia, but even more pedestrian-friendly than those. Oh, we got an Irish bar here. Cool. Oh, I hear the lovely Irish accent. Athena says, I want to see Nessie. She went on holiday, unfortunately, and she's somewhere out in the warmer parts of the ocean. Adam says, this looks like Quebec City. Yeah, Quebec City. It's also built on hills. So So it also has that similar look and feel. For people who don't know, Quebec City is in the province of Quebec, or Quebec, in Canada, close to Montreal. Oh, jewelry store here. Lang's. Ariel, is there a Doctor Who in England? And Lori. There is a very famous Doctor Who restaurant exhibition. There was in Cardiff, in Wales. It's basically the only city in the entire country of Wales. Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Sorry, man.
No worries. It's the only country in Wales, and I mean, only city in Wales. And they used to have a Doctor Who exhibition. It was a big popular tourist attraction, and it closed. I'm not sure why. It's madness because Doctor Who, that's probably one of the bigger attractions in Cardiff. So disappointed. I was about to go to Cardiff for that reason, but I couldn't find too many other reasons to go to Cardiff. Maybe I'll still go, but let me know if there's other reasons to go to Cardiff. I know that Wales is a gorgeous country, but yeah, fortunately there was, but not anymore. There's one Doctor Who show in London. So it's like an experiential show. There's actors who interact with the audience. There were 3 Scottish Doctor Who's. Yes, so it's David Tennant. Let us know the other 2 doctors. Who are the other 2 Scottish doctors? Nice shops where you are, says Susie. Yep, here's Hackett from London. Here's Gant. Wow. Oh, they're selling a nice sweater here. That's very nice. Peter Capaldi was the other one. Thank you so much, Peter Capaldi. And who was the third one? Third Scottish Doctor. Was it the, what was his name? The 9th Doctor. The current Doctor Who's accent is so thick it's hard to understand her. Oh, it really is. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, David Tennant is easy to understand. He still sounds Scottish, but he's easy to understand for wide audiences. Christopher Eccleston, was he Scot? Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like he was Scottish. I wonder what that building is in the far background, says Rhonda. Yeah, do let us know. Gary says the 3rd Scottish Doctor was Sylvester McCoy. Thank you so much. Wow. Susie says that was a nice restaurant we passed by called Fazenda. Yeah, very gorgeous restaurant. Kay says doesn't like the current Doctor Who. A lot of people, and that's why I keep on hearing, unfortunately. I think the Doctor Who has lost popularity with the modern Doctor. John says, have you met any celebrities? In the US, I have. I've met James Cameron. I've met Mario Batali, Action Bronson. They're famous in America. Met a few other people. But in the UK, no, I haven't not met anyone famous yet. So that is Edinburgh Castle right there in the distance. Let me know, what British star should I hang out with? Do a live stream with? I was going to go hang out with Bono over there in Ireland, but I realized, oh wait, Bono, not so popular among the Irish. So I had to unfortunately tell Bono, man, Bono, let's hold off meeting until you come back to New York. Mitch says Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is Irish as well, not British. Oh, I did not meet Ed Sheeran, but I saw him live. I saw him perform. Wendy says I should hang out with the Queen. And George says this is a wee bit of a wander. Yes, it's a wee wander. Kay says Bono. Oh no, yeah. I mean, that's why I did not do a live stream with him. Carol says Tom Hardy. I luckily have an easy time understanding the Scots. No problem whatsoever. I'm so excited to, at some point, go to Wales and listen to a lovely Welsh accent. Probably understand it too, unless if they start speaking Welsh. But Tom Hardy, no matter how English he is, I cannot understand the man. No, I've seen him once walking in New York City. I would not even want to hang out with him because I would feel so frustrated trying to understand what he's saying. He speaks in such a way. It's not even the accent, it's just the way he speaks. It's very hard to kind of capture what he's saying. He tends to mumble a lot in his interviews and also in his films, like Bane. It was such a problem in Bane that they had to re-record the entire movie. Like his voice had to be re-recorded. The Alexander Graham Bell Witherspoon Free House. Who wants to have a good Witherspoon? Here's the Alexander Graham Bell. This licensed premises was built as a pair of classical style houses. They're named after close by at 9 Charlotte Square. Cool. The innovator, they say inventor. Be careful with innovator. It was a bit more complicated, I think, with the phone, but yeah, the guy, one of the main guys who helped bring the phone to the world, lived nearby. Someone left a super chat. Hey, Circus Lane and Social Bite around the corner is worth a visit. George Clooney goes there when he visits Edinburgh. Why does George Clooney visit Edinburgh? I assume he's maybe filmed a few things here. But that's cool. Awesome, B. Chris. Circus Lane and Social Bite. I'll keep an eye out. Thank you so much for the super chat. For £4.50. Thank you. Catherine says he invented the phone. Yeah, I don't know the full history off the top of my head. I remember researching it. I remember it being a little bit more complicated because there was a few people who came out with the telephone at the same time. But do let me know if anyone has a quick, short history of it. Wendy says your feet may be okay, but my thumbs are tired from typing. We'll miss you, but it's okay. George says this walk is a piece of cake. Indeed it is a piece. Gary says walk around the right side to bump into Scotland's 10 Downing. Okay. What's the name of the head of Scotland? First, what's the name of her title? Is it Nicola Sturgeon? Something along those lines? And what's her title And what's her name? Do let me know. Is this the Scottish Parliament? No. Scottish Parliament. Old town. It was down the Royal Mile. We did not get to see it. Here. She's the first minister. Thank you so much. And what's her name? Nicola Sturgeon? Nicola Sturgeon. Okay, thank you so much. First minister. So, for people who don't know, as I mentioned, Scotland is its own country. The United Kingdom, you can think of the United Kingdom more like a European Union, which is a bit weird because they used to be part of the European Union, so it was like a union within a union. I think the UK functions more like the European Union on its own than the US, than states with the US. Let's wait until we get across. It's taking a while. Okay. All right, another closed garden. No riffraff allowed here. Another posh garden, ladies and gentlemen. Probably going to be nighttime soon, says John. It will be, John. And then we'll be venturing the streets of Edinburgh at night. We do not want to be haunted by Nicola telling us to put on our masks out of nowhere. In the middle of the night, just appearing. Beautiful. ¿Vivirás en Escocia y podrías? Pregunta Evelyn, would you live in Scotland if you could? A mí me encantan estas ciudades. Yo no creo que viviría aquí, pero por cierto, es una ciudad y país que es bellísimo para explorar, para visitar. I would not necessarily live here. I prefer cities with very, very high energy, like New York, Paris, Rome. But I certainly do love to visit here. And I think there's a lot more to Scotland than just the three places I've shown, the Highlands, Edinburgh, and Glasgow. There is also the Orkney Islands, the Shetland Islands. Probably Aberdeen is probably a little nice to see. There's probably many other places. So C says Scotland and England united. They are a union of two countries. So Scotland, while Scotland, the army, the navy, the entire military is with the United Kingdom, and there isn't necessarily they don't have their own prime minister, but they do have their own first minister. And technically, the country can close its borders if it wants to, and it did once before. The Stone of Destiny was stolen, and this is a ceremonial stone that has been used for centuries during coronations of the royalty, both in Scotland in its past history and also in England. Queen Elizabeth II used the Stone of Destiny as well to be coronated. It's a very famous keepsake of Scotland. And it was stolen because it was in London a few decades ago, and they actually closed the border between Scotland and England in order to find the stone. So it was one of the first times in many hundreds of years that the borders were closed. So it goes to show, yes, the countries can close their borders if they want to. They probably won't, but there has been at least one instance where that. Hey everyone, I know people are excited about other live streamers as well. I know a lot of people are viewers of a lot of different live streams, but please no discussion about other live streamers on this chat. It's like chatting about a different party if you're attending someone else's party. It's like saying, hey, oh, you know about that other party? It's so cool. They're doing this right now. They're drinking this right now. Yeah, it's nice. I get it, but please refrain from doing that in the chat. Lori asks, how old are the buildings? I don't know. If I were to speculate, I would say mid-1800s. So quiet here, says Inspire Live. Yeah, so quiet here. All right, let me get to Dean Village. Let me see how far away I am right now. Oh, I'm much closer. That's good. All right, everyone, I'm in a whopping 8-minute walk. That was a long walk. I can't believe all of you are making me walk. It's like making a. It's funny. There's a lot of live streamers out there in the world, but many of them are video game streamers, and they just sit down all day. So it's very funny that there's an entire world of live streaming where they never step one foot, as opposed to me, where it's a lot of walking, and a lot of my colleagues too. Wow! Oh wow, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. Stop looking at me. Look the other way, ladies and gentlemen. Not here. They're over there. Look. Wow. That is a beautiful frame of the street with this, is this a church? What is this? Well, it's definitely a Christian structure. It's probably a church. With the sun draping it in a misty sunlight. Wow. Jennifer says it looks like the Magic Kingdom. It does, yeah. It looks like a Magic Kingdom in Disney. Looks like a cathedral. It does look like a cathedral, but St. Giles is the Cathedral of Edinburgh. So what is this? Susie says it's, welcome to our house. It's our. So this is Susie and Gary's house down there, and that's what it is. Susie and Gary, you have a very lavish, humble abode. Miss Lob says, yes, an illuminated mist. That's a good way of putting it. Thank you. Illuminated mist. Looks like a beautiful movie set of some kind. Yeah. I thought you were impressed with the recycling, says JF. No, with this church. Oh, frame this, ladies and gentlemen. Turn right. There's a three-way junction ahead, says Adam. Thank you, Adam. But I'm going to go towards that church first. It's beautiful. Oh, I see. That's what Adam was mentioning. Adam, you're a little bit of a maps wizard. So there's a three-way junction, but there's no crosswalk. It's over here. Round of hearts for Adam for figuring out where the crosswalk is. Robert says, is it a Catholic cathedral? Yes, do let us know. Edinburghers. We know it's Susie and Gary's home, but what they used to be. Adam is a map scavenger and map finder. Oh, very cool. You have so many great thumbnails to choose over here. Yeah. Let me see if I can do a selfie thumbnail. I'm gonna go here. Hard to get me in light. Okay, there we go. There we go. The sun is peeking out this way. Okay. Susie says it's St. Mary's Cathedral. Okay, so it's a cathedral, the national cathedral then? Okay, let us know. So St. Giles is the cathedral of Edinburgh, and is St. Mary's the cathedral of Scotland? Do let me know. Or is it reverse? Was that a payphone? Yeah, there's rare payphones here. Payphones actually were made close by here. Ron says there was a guy who looked like you. Indeed, yeah. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, he had the same jacket. Yeah, there was a person behind me that had the same jacket and sunglasses as me, and also a beard, yeah. That's funny. It's Episcopal, okay. Oh, it's Episcopal. Oh, yes, because, okay, so everyone, this things start getting a little bit complicated here in Scotland. As I mentioned, Scotland is its own country, and along with being its own country, due to all the Reformation and all the things that happened when everyone was splitting off from the Catholic Church, both England and Scotland individually split off from the Catholic Church. It was before they were officially a union. So there's the Church of Scotland, which is Presbyterian, and there is the Church of England, which is Anglican or Episcopal. Andrew says, if you fancy something good to eat, try Gurkha Cafe, traditional Nepalese and Indian food. What is the official name for a phone booth? Ooh, I don't know what's the name for a phone booth. I'm not sure if there's a colloquial name for a phone booth. Though the iron that are used in phone booths all around the UK were developed near here in Edinburgh. There's iron that was mined nearby. Audrey says it's referred to as a phone box. Okay, thank you. I'm so mesmerized by this cathedral. Beautiful design, but let me show you a little bit more of the buildings as we're walking through. Slimshine says, great stream, loving the architecture. Yeah. Canada has Scottish roots. It does indeed. While Nova Scotia was a Scottish colony, the Scots tried to establish a few colonies, Nova Scotia being one of them, the other one being Panama. And then the Scottish went broke. They spent all their money. They had a lot of money, but they unfortunately spent it all. It became very expensive to even maintain Panama. And that was one of the main reasons why Scotland ended up being in the disadvantage that England took advantage of in order to make a union. Are those buildings offices or apartments? To me, they strike me as apartments. So if anyone could clarify, I think these are residents. I see many of them empty though, so I'm not sure if a lot of people are living here. And the parking is empty. B. Chris says they are indeed homes. Thank you, B. Chris. And Miss Lobb says, yes, our monarch is the Queen of England. Yep. Yep. Scotland does not have its own monarch. Well, it shares it with England and Wales and the other islands that Britain owns. Georgian proportions meets contemporary style. The Melville Crescent. Would you live here? Let me know. What's the cost of living here? There is no price tag here in the ad. Sometimes there are. It's called the West End. Luxury studios, 11 luxury studios, and there's also 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Would you live here? Let me know. I'm curious. Does Scotland have a monarch before the UK? It did indeed, yes. The history is very long and complicated. There was a lot on and off. There were sometimes shared monarchs, sometimes they were related. Very complicated, but yes, Scotland did have its own monarchy at many points in its history. B. Chris says it's from £700. Wow, that's a reasonable price for the capital of Scotland. So here, people are protesting. We're not going to do politics here. I'm just showing you. No politics occur in these, but it seems like there are people here who are protesting. Pine Rock says not £700, £700,000, yeah. Pretty good price. I would have expected more. £1 million. Here we have McGregor, the Crow. I think this is in front of the Belarusian embassy. Okay, that's why. Is that the Russian flag or the Belarus flag? Oh, wow, Peter. Wow, Peter has left a whopping £50 super chat again, 2 times over. Thank you so much, everyone. Huge round of hearts for Peter. Peter says, I know that, I hope you're enjoying Bonnie, Scotland. Tell AK about Scotland. Yeah, I know a lot of people want Action Kid to visit places like this. So yeah, I'm happy to love and be enjoying Scotland. Thank you so much for the massive, massive super chat on YouTube. So huge, huge round of hearts for Peter. Peter is a legend. Or as, at least in London, they would say, I would say, you're a ledge. You're a ledge, Peter. Let me know, what's a Scottish way of saying ledge, which is short for legend. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave your comment highlighted for a little bit as people give you a huge round of hearts. Okay, let me see if there is an entrance. Let me see if I can get in. I hope, maybe. Let's see. Maybe this way. This appears to be open. I'll respect their rules. So let me go for the main entrance. Wendy says, now buy us all cake. I'll do my best, Wendy. Round the other side, says Susie. Yeah, let's go to the other side. It should be a little bit before 5, so we might get lucky. Ooh, no, it's exactly 5 p.m. Oh. All right, let's not rush a little bit. Are you not able to get inside, says Lori. Oh, let's crossing fingers. Usually churches close at 5 p.m. So this Scottish Episcopal. Oh, I gotta learn about all these different denominations here.
These prices there.
Christine says, I'm having deja vu of Ireland. Yeah, I mean, there's parts of Dublin, especially near the park where we saw the Oscar Wilde statue, that looks very similar to this. It's 5:08, yeah. Where's all the people, says Noble. This strikes me as a very governmental place, so I don't think there's going to be that many people traffic here. Wow. St. Giles is so tiny compared to this. Didn't what we know as Protestant church begin in Scotland? John Knox was a contemporary of John Calvin, but I think Martin Luther predates both of those guys. So I don't think the Protestantism started in Scotland. It started with Martin Luther, as far as I know, in Germany. And Martin Luther, of course, his followers branched off into Lutheranism. But let me know more if anyone knows more about that history. So John Knox, to clarify, John Knox is the founder of Protestantism in Scotland. John Calvin is the founder of Protestantism for the Netherlands. And they actually knew each other, so let's see. 5:30, I think we might have time. Crossing fingers, crossing fingers. Let me take off my sunglasses. Bear with me. Look at that. MDN says Protestants do not worship Mary. They do not, no. So you don't, well, worship. Be careful with that word because a lot of people won't like that word who are Roman Catholics. So to be more specific, Roman Catholics do not worship Mary, but they use her image a lot as a means to worship God. So yes, Mary is used a lot in Catholic imagery, specifically in Italy, in Mexico. But here, no. In Protestant churches, you do not see the Virgin Mary. Gorgeous church. Wow. Beautiful. And look. I love these pillows. So cool. Huh. Look at that. Well, St. Aidan. Oh, we have a viewer from the UK who's named Aidan, a moderator. Aidan, shout out to you. There's a service here, so let's go on the other side. Can you tell if the ceiling vault is wood or masonry? It looks like wood to me. I can't tell 100% sure. It's very dark, but it does look like wood. Yeah, it looks like wood. But the rest is stone. Hey. Wow, very modern stained glass. Almost looks like synth, futuristic. Catherine says, reception is perfect in here. Yep. The reception of our Lord. Look at that, wow. So interesting. I've never seen a stained glass window done so kind of Mondrian-like. You don't know the painter Mondrian? Famous painter who was known for doing like color blocks. So interesting. Who is this guy? Some type of service happening. People seem pretty cheerful, so I don't think it's a funeral, something else. Unless they're very happy about the person's passing. But no, I don't think it's a funeral. Ah, look at that. Linda says, wow, those hands. Yeah, the statue's hands are huge. Yeah, huge hands. Are they bigger than mine? I think so. Oh no, I'm about this. He's a little bit bigger than mine. Yeah. Almost the same. He's praying for a cold beer, says David. Oh, yeah. Aren't we all, David? Aren't we all? Look at these majestic paintings. Oh, wow. Very kind of Baroque meets Impressionist style. I like it. We got Jesus Christ here appearing in the golden hue. John says, how old is the church? I don't know. They have a history booklet in the front. So if anyone can tell us right now, how old is the church? I'll investigate when I go back to the front. Beautiful painting. I like it. Jesus is appearing. You can even get a poster of it. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. It's only £1. Ooh, 50 pence. Please place payment in the slot in the chest. Okay, where's the chest? Where's the chest? I'm gonna get the postcards. I'm gonna get 3 of them, but I gotta find the chest. Send that with the postcard club. Okay. So if you're tuning in right now, let me know if you want a postcard of this. Say right now, forever hold your peace. I'm gonna get 1 for me, 1 for Wendy. If any other mega urbanists are tuning in, let me know right now. It's 1873 is how old the church is. The chest is at the West End entrance. Okay, thank you so much, Audrey. I will pay at the West End. Kay also wants 1. And Mater wants 1. We got 4. I'll give you 1 more minute. Mega urbanists, yeah, mega urbanists are people who contribute $20 or more. Inspired wants 1. Okay. Sitiga only for mega urbanists. Hey. Wow. Do remind me your name. You're not Satu. Do remind me your name. Thank you so much for tuning in. Pardon, I don't know kanji. Annette wants 1 as well. Well, okay, we're having a lot of mega urbanists wants 1. Annette. Do we have another one? Irene. Can Susie have 1? Okay. Wow, I'm getting a lot. I'm surprised a lot of people want 1. Let me see if I have. Okay. The chest is the west entrance. Okay, I will pay. Only for mega urbanists. But let me know your name. Thank you so much for 500 yen. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. You've super chatted many times before. We have a lot. Okay. All right. I'm going to grab 2 more, and that's it. If you message me, if you right now said yes, I think, John, you're a mega urbanist. Do clarify. If you said yes right now that you wanted 1 of these cards, send me a message. Send me a message, okay? Because no matter how good of a memory I have, I will remember everyone. So it's do send me a message, Instagram DM, Patreon direct message, or if you're not using Instagram or Patreon, you're a mega urbanist, then leave a comment on the video on YouTube. But do send me a direct message. Do let me know if you said yes for the postcard. Let me see how many I have, and I'll pay whatever is needed. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5. I think I have a 5. Bear with me, I gotta get all organized. Yes, I got 5 pounds. The cash has come to use. Because the cash has not been in use at all, so. Great. Finally have a reason to use cash. JF says, do you deliver them in person if you're an ultra mega urbanist? No, I don't have a in-person delivery option. Christine says, I'm killing it with kindness. Thank you so much. Yeah. And whoever's leaving angry faces, I'm not sure what we're doing to anger you, but this is a place of happiness. So thank you so much for tuning in. And Hyde is capturing some extrasensory feelings. He says that there are voices saying it is not World War III. That's good to hear. Thank you, Hyde. Hyde tends to, if you're into that type of more esoteric stuff, Hyde leaves some very interesting comments on the videos. He does psychic work on the videos. So if you're into that type of stuff, go to the comments afterwards, and Hyde tends to post them. And do give him a thumbs up in the comments if you enjoyed that type of thing. All right, let's continue on. David says, wait, there's a psychic? Yeah, Hyde was tuning in on, look at that, little girl taking a picture on the seat of, what is it, the bishop? Yeah, Hyde on YouTube is our local psychic. All right. Hyde says it's all positive here. That's good to hear. Thank you, Hyde. Why is Jesus sticking his index finger into that guy's mouth? Oh. Laureen, nice to see you here. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's a guidebook as well. So it's nice that you can learn about the entire history of the cathedral. There's more postcards, yeah, but I think the coolest one is this one. All right, let's find the chest. Hey, look, there's a little interactive element to this. It says, please take a stone to place on a memorial cairn in the cathedral grounds. Follow the sign for directions. Here it is. Is this it? Yeah, I think it is. All right. I think this is it. Yeah. Well, they're gonna get it anyway. There we go. So where's the cairn? All right, let's do it. Let's find the cairn. There is on your left, all right. They also take contactless, they do, yeah, which is nice. All right, I like this stone. Let's take it to the cairn. Let me know, I never done this tradition. All right, let's go to the cairn. Cairn? Or is it cairn? Seems like students are getting out of classes because a lot of young people going to the church right now. So cairn, where is the cairn? Here? Cairn is a mound of rough stones built as a memorial or a landmark, typically on a hilltop. All right, let's find the cairn. To let me know how to pronounce it. Stack of rocks. There it is. Is the woman heading towards it as well?
Give the asking price. Oh, right. Well, that's high, I suppose.
So a cairn is a pile of stones used to memorialize something. Very cool. May the world find peace and harmony. For love always is more powerful than any violent act. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am in Edinburgh still, yes. All right, let's see Dean's Village. Let's see if we can get there. It's been a long walk to Dean's Village. So let's have one more stop at Dean's Village. Let's go. And there in the distance we see the stack of chimneys there in the sunlight. Beautiful.
You guys found it?
All right. Dean's Village. Is it a mythical place? Does it even exist? Do I have to go through the mists of time in order to find Dean's Village? Well, let's find out on the next episode of Urbanist. Well, actually, we'll do it in this episode. On this episode of Urbanist. Dean's Village. Where are you? Oh my god, am I that far? I'm close to Haymarket train station. Okay, that's good. Okay, Dean's Village. 9-minute walk from here. Took a detour. All right, let's go to Dean's Village before the sun goes down and the zombies come out. Or is it the Neds? It's one of those two. That is a more Scottish joke. Neds, I'm not sure what Neds exactly mean. My interpretation is I think the Neds mean hooligans, rabble rousers, guys who cause trouble. I think that's what Neds mean. If any Scots can clarify. B. Griffith says, not to be confused with Nads. Not sure what that means either. Oh, okay, so Gary confirms Neds mean non-educated delinquents. Okay, thank you. So yeah, rabble rousers would be like a American way of saying it. Miss Lobb says nads is a shorthand term for gonads. Yes, thank you. What form of transit will you take back to your lodging? Asked Rhonda. Great question, Rhonda. There is a bus system here, which is useful, so I may take the bus. And it's inexpensive. You can use your credit card as a contactless payment. Another way, this is a two-way turn. Okay, interesting. Another way is to take a Uber. And Uber on off-peak times is fairly inexpensive. I took one Uber across town the other day. It cost me £3 to go across town. Unfortunately, when I came here via train, I took a Uber across town as well. It cost me more like £12. So if you're off-peak, Uber is very inexpensive. B. Griffin left a super chat. I mean, not B. Griffin. It was Inkspire Life. Inkspire Life, endless gratitude. B. Griffin, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. B. Griffin tuning in. Thank you so much, Inkspire Life, for the $10 super chat. Inkspire Life sending those 10 New Jerseyan dollars. Thank you so much. Inkspire Life is also an awesome mega urbanist. Okay, everyone. It's a long way to Dean's Village. I am running out of battery. So let me know if you want me to hook up battery as I get to Dean's Village. Let me see if I hold the battery towards Dean's Village. There's so many beautiful places here to walk around. Lori says, I hear the seagulls. Yeah, the seagulls are coming. We gotta watch out for the seagulls. They're fierce here. Wendy says, don't go. Please go another 6 hours. Aren't there other charming, devilishly handsome IRL streamers out there that do streams for like 7 hours, 8 hours? There has to be. There has to be one. It's not just all women in hot tubs. How safe do you feel in Edinburgh? I feel very safe in Edinburgh. I feel a little bit safer in Edinburgh than I did in Glasgow. Glasgow, I didn't feel unsafe in Glasgow, but Glasgow, there was a lot of Neds. There was a lot of young kids, lads, groups of lots of dudes, and they seem pretty rowdy. So, I think for anyone, if you want to have basic street smarts, always do have an extra bit of caution if you see large groups of dudes. It's never going to be dangerous, especially in countries like these, but just always have a bit of extra caution. So yeah, that's what I recommend. And that's so in Glasgow there was a lot more of large groups of young dudes hanging out together, and they seem pretty rowdy. So that it didn't feel unsafe. I just saw more of that there than I saw here. So I feel very safe here. It's pretty calm. People seem nice. I don't see too many weird characters. Haven't seen any weird characters really here in Edinburgh. The thing I was most afraid of was the French people staring at me. That's the only thing I've been afraid of, was the Frenchmen's that are staring. Here it would be rude. In France it's normal, but yeah, that's the only thing. Wendy says, thank the Lord. Yeah, it's a nice city. All right, let me see how to get to Dean's. We have a few options. We see another spire there in the distance. Turn right on Belford Avenue. Turn right on Belford Avenue. Okay, thank you so much. I gotta go further down. Okay. All right, I'm not sure where all the Edinburghers are leading me to. So let's see what's up in Dean's Village. Is there food at Dean's Village? Well, I hope so. Big Chris says it might be dark by the time you get there. Oh, well, I'm only like 4 minutes away. Still have some light. Wow, look at this beautiful living room. Oh my God. Yeah. Miss Lob says, my God, you can't be hungry. I am famished. Or famished is a very American way of saying it because that is overstatement. And I'm feeling rather peckish. So I'm feeling rather peckish. Anyone else feeling rather peckish? If you don't know what peckish means I could use a small bite. But, of course, as I mentioned before, the English and to some extent the Scottish are pretty understated in their language. So peckish basically means I'm starving if you were to make an American equivalent. Miss Lop says you earned it despite all the cakes. Ooh, there's Muse here. Nice. Kay is very peckish. Wow, this is very picturesque. No food, I think, at Dean Village. No, Jane. No. You're tearing me apart, Jane. Hey, Angel, ¿cómo está acá? From Philippines. Thank you so much for tuning in. A lot of Filipinos here in Edinburgh. I've noticed a lot of Filipinos everywhere I've traveled. Filter coffee, Cafe Bra. Oh, that means Cafe Awesome. Christine says another phrase is famish. Yeah, famish is used in the UK, isn't it? Do I go on this small walkway or this main walkway? Dean Village is here. Okay, so right here. is. Dean's Village. Macaulay says it's NPC decision time, yeah. Macaulay's making a video game reference. Dean's Village. Behold. The village of Dean. Dean must have been a great man. Angel says, I'm shocked that you spoke Tagalog for a second. Have a safe trip, man. No, salamat po, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If we're a little bit earlier, I'll tell you magandang apple. Salamat po. Beautiful. This is very picturesque. Thank you for B. Chris and Gary and Susie for recommending this. Very nice little secret area. The village. Oh, this is not Dean's Village yet. Okay, so it's across the brook. But we got a bench. Dun dun dun. A bench, a kingdom for my bench. We have a bench to test. This is a bench by the brook. And it's a step-up bench. Step up to the bench. So unfortunately the bench is not accessible. The bench has broken glass bottles from the nearby Neds that linger at night. Let's try the bench with broken glass. With a nice little trickling of the stream. Wow, beautiful. So, look at that. Lorraine says, darn those Neds. Yeah, those darn Neds. Lurking at night, causing havoc. I hope Neds is not super offensive. Do let me know. I don't think so. All right, let's try that. Oh. Not enough backside here, unfortunately. Not enough backside. Just broken glass. The backside is a bit too. This ledge over here is making it hard to kind of even relax. I barely have room for my buttocks. So, not quite good enough. Especially when you have too much cake. Your buttocks grows a little bit. So, not good for cake eating buttocks. And there's glass here. But it does get bonus points for the beautiful brook nearby, Dean's Village right across the brook, and the beautiful vibes of nice and private little area. So it does get bonus points for that. I would give this bench it's pretty uncomfortable. A 4.8 out of 10. 4.8 bench. It'll be chilly on your bottom, yeah. 4.8 gets a few points because of the brook here. Very unique location. Jane says it's arse here. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know. It's an arse. What is the lowest bench ranking? I think I've ranked something in the... I haven't gotten ever a 1. But I think I've gotten something in the 3s. I think to be below 3, it would be a bench in a very terrifying, terrible place. To go below 3. Dean's Village. There's a gallery through here. All right, who wants to take a swim in the brook? Who wants to dip their toes in the brook? All right. Oh, this is not accessible at all. Faith says it's too cold. Indeed it is, yeah. Barry says, in Scotland, the brook is called a burn. Okay. John says, how come it's still light? We're pretty far up north. I had a chat with the powers that be in order to make it more lighter. Hey Faith, nice to see you here. Oh wow. Laureen says it was awesome seeing Gary and Susie. It was, yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing meeting Gary and Susie, yeah. Oh, wow. Gary says parts of Scotland are the same latitude as Alaska. Yeah, I mean, we're way farther up north than New York City. Wow. Oh, car coming. Susie says, is that my washing? Yeah, of course, I'm staying in this beautiful picturesque area. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go into my TARDIS and fly away to a place where there's food, a place and time with food. You can't hear me? Yes, you can. If you want to get bonus access to videos, they'll be posted on the off days now, not live. I will be posting to Super Urbanist, patreon.com/urbanist. They'll get extra bonus footage of different locations. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Thank you all for all the amazing super chats and stars and PayPals. Huge shout out to Laureen for making me Lord of Glencoe. I appreciate that. I will be going to the TARDIS and flying off, hopefully in the search of some good meat pie with some venison. Oh, I would love to find a venison meat pie. If anyone knows where to find a good venison meat pie, do let me know. And if you wanted a postcard and you're a mega urbanist, do send me a direct message. So send me a direct message if you wanted a postcard. So there we go. B. Griffin says, Lord of Glencoe. Yeah, indeed. Joanne says, all you finished. That was amazing. 2 hours and 43 minutes. Have a great day, everyone, from Dean's Village. Ta-ta. Cheerio. Slangafon. Have a great day, everyone.